online at worldsbestpizza.com or visit one of our 8 locations and taste the difference. Caliente Pizza and Draft House, where every slice is a home run.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team.
He won the first Royal Rumble. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's one of the great wrestlers of all time. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Can I get one more USA chant on the way out?
Well, we got to do a hole, brother. That's what we're going to do. And if you guys are going to hole like you mean it. So 1, 2, 3, ho!
Say Hacksaw.
That's some good hoeing.
The PM team at 2 p.m. live and local.
Do you have a passion for making a difference in the lives of others? Then join the team of direct support professionals at PMH FOS who empower individuals with intellectual disabilities, autism, and behavioral health needs to live successfully in the community. With a starting direct care wage rate up to $22.75 per hour and a sign-on bonus up to $5,000 available for full-time roles. No prior experience or degree is necessary, and we provide comprehensive training. Visit pmhfos.org to find your career and passion today.
Bucco fans, join us Saturday, August 15th when the Pirates take on the Boston Red Sox at 7:15. Arrive early to enjoy a pre-game block party on Federal Street with music, drink specials, and more, presented by Mike's Beer Bar. Plus, the first 20,000 fans take home a PNC Park replica statue presented by PNC, celebrating the 25th anniversary of PNC Park. It's the Buccos and Red Sox, Saturday, August 15th at 7:15. Get your tickets at pirates.com.
Pirates Baseball brought to you by AHN, official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. NSS Life, for low-cost life insurance and high-yielding annuities, it's NSS Life where family matters. Sheets, the official convenience store of the Pirates. Why the Sheets not? Get a snack after the game. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. SeatGeek. Be good at MLB seats with SeatGeek, official ticket marketplace of the Pirates. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and IC Light. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pirates. Highmark, proud to support Pirates everywhere, from home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Number 1 Cochrane. Club One Rewards. Join for free today to earn points and save on every service visit. Ford, the official truck of the Pirates. And by PNC. Brilliantly boring since 1865. And the Reds win their second straight game of this series by a single run, an 8-7 Reds come from behind win. They overcame 3 deficits to win the game here tonight. And we'll check scores around baseball after this along the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Hey, Bucks fans, Perry's Ice Cream, the official ice cream of the Pittsburgh Pirates, has a new flavor that'll have you raising the Jolly Roger. Introducing Bucco Batter, a treasure full of crushed cookies buried in yellow cake batter ice cream. What's even sweeter? With every Bucco Batter purchase, Perry's Ice Cream donates a portion of the proceeds to Pirates charities. Find Bucco Batter from Perry's Ice Cream at your local Giant Eagle. Let's go, Bucks.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
I enjoyed life on the road. I was young and foolish then, Bob. Young and single. It's great.
Oh, there's a story or two there. He brought that up.
No.
He brought that up. Got some money in my pocket. He's a dangerous man because he's got some money in his pocket, Joe Starkey. On the road, single boy. I see where you're going.
No, that wasn't where I was going.
No, it was. Your mind took you there.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
At Giant Eagle, we're focused on quality, freshness, and all your favorites. Because meals bring us together. Because recipes keep traditions alive. Because the right ingredients make it or break it. Because being part of the neighborhood matters. Because what we pick up at the store is what we bring into our lives. At Giant Eagle, we're always going for better to bring you the best. Because it matters.
PNC Bank prefers long-term thinking just like Pittsburgh Pirates fans prefer long ball thinking. In fact, the longer the better.
The 3-1 is swung on, hit deep to right field, and that ball is gone!
With a Pittsburgh Pirates PNC Bank Visa debit card, your money goes further.
And it's actually still going.
Earning you discounts on certain tickets and team merch.
Gosh, John, now it's over the river and headed for the Parkway.
Learn more at pnc.com/Pirates Card. PNC Bank National Association, member FDIC. Visa is a registered trademark of Visa International Service Association and used under license.
Back on the postgame show from Cincinnati, an 8-7 Reds win. They've taken the first 2 games of the series. Let's look at the out-of-town scores, brought to you by AHN, official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. The Phillies and Orioles tied at 4 in the 7th. Cardinals won. Blue Jays won in the 8th inning. If St. Louis wins, even though they're in a rebuild, they move ahead of the Pirates. And the Diamondbacks trail at the Guardians 1-0 in the 8th inning. The White Sox with a 6-1 lead at the Rays in the 8th. Marlins have a 5-2 lead over the Mets, and that's in the bottom of the 7th inning. Marlins have moved ahead of the Pirates. The Nationals, who are ahead of the Pirates now, are trailing at Atlanta 6-1 in the 7th inning. Rangers trail at the Astros 3-0 through 3 innings there. They're in a delay at Coors. The Yankees beat the Cubs today 2-0. The Cubs right now still in that first wild card spot in the National League. Brewers are at the Angels later on tonight. Tigers at the A's. Red Sox at the Dodgers. Giants at the Padres. Twins are trying to get above 500 there at the Mariners tonight. Pirates fall below 500, 55-56 after the 8-7 win by the Reds. Pirates at the moment 3 out and would have to crawl over 4 teams to be in postseason position. And again, it would be 5 teams if the Cardinals win tonight. They're in a tie ball game right now. 8-7 Reds is the final here tonight. And we'll take you back through the game up next here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
That sound, that's home. When you're watching the Bucks, you don't reach for just any beer. This is Pittsburgh. We show up for our team, and we stand by our own. If you want to hit a home run in your town, drink local. Iron City Beer, brewed here since 1861. A true fan favorite. We're cracking IC Light. Clean, crisp, and built for game day in the new Stargell Stars can. So next time you're in the stands, ask yourself, are you drinking for some other city, or are you drinking for your town? It's your town, it's your team, it's your Iron City and IC Light. Iron City Beer and IC Light. Proudly Pittsburgh.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
Back at the postgame show from Cincinnati, an 8-7 Reds win here tonight. Let's take it back through the game. And the Pirates establishing a lead in the first inning. A 2-out hit, big one from Nick Gonzalez. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line, drive up the middle, base hit. Nick Gonzalez makes him pay. And Valdez, the trailing runner, coming home. He's in to score. A 2-out, 2-run single for Nick Gonzalez. The Pirates with an early lead in Cincinnati. So the Pirates are boosting Paul Skeens, who after a 2-out walk would allow run-scoring hits to Stevenson and Lowe, and that would tie the game at 2. But the Pirates would retake the lead on a thunderous hit by Jake Mangum in the second inning. You got your tickets at Pirates.com. Ball laced into the right field corner. This ball is going to go fair and gone just over the wall. Jake Mangum hooked the ball out of here, right over the wall in the right field corner, and the Pirates retake the lead 3-2. So the Pirates give Skeens another lead, and he would maintain it into the third inning when J.J. Bleday would hit a game-tying home run. And again, back and forth we would go. The Reds, though, would take the lead off Skeens in the fourth inning, a 2-run home run by Sal Stewart. The first 2 of his 4 RBIs. And Skeens would run up the pitch count to 100 after 4 innings. He would be removed after giving up 5 runs in 4 innings. And then it was up to the Pirates to try to crawl back from behind, and they would. Esmeralyn Valdez with a sac fly, pulling the Pirates to within 5-4, and it would stay that way thanks to some terrific relief pitching by Antoine Kelly. Just his 3rd major league appearance. He pitched 3 scoreless innings, immediately settling down these Reds, and that kept the score with the Pirates within a run. And after Nick Gonzalez and Andy Rodriguez had singles to put 2 on with 2 out, The Pirates trying to tie the game with Henry Davis at the plate in the 8th. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ball hit to left, falling fast. Bleday coming on, base hit. Henry Davis comes through with a clutch hit. A 2-out RBI single to left. Henry Davis, the big hitter for the Bucks. He ties it at 5 here in the 8th. Next hitter up was Mangum, who had earlier homered, as you heard, trying to give the Pirates the lead in that 8th inning. Base hit likely gives the Pirates the lead here in the 8th. The pitch, swinging a ground ball, left side, deep in the hole, past the try of De La Cruz and into left, a base hit. Andy Rodriguez in to score. Jake Mangum pumping his fist. He delivers the Pirates go-ahead hit. A 2-out, 2-strike RBI single. Mangum in the Pirates lead 6-5 in Cincinnati. Brandon Lau would follow with a run-scoring hit, and the Pirates would go up 7-5 with 6 outs to get. And going to the bottom of the 8th inning, they would go with Wilbur Dotel, who occasionally has had to pitch in those high leverage situations because of shorthandedness in the bullpen. And with the Pirates using a bullpen game yesterday, it was one of those nights. But it was not like the Dotel that we had seen in those previous outings. He gave up hits to 3 of the 4 hitters, including a 2-run single to Sal Stewart that tied the game. And then Mason Montgomery would be brought in, and he thought he had gotten out of it after Nathaniel Lowe had a ground ball to third with 2 outs. If the throw goes across, Lowe is thrown out by several steps, very easily ending the inning. Instead, Nick Gonzalez, the third baseman, elected to throw it to second. Lau, with the lefty batting low up, ended up having to go a long way to cover the second base bag. It's just a play that's no one ever really attempts. And so the batter runner ends up being safe. And then the throw gets away, and a run comes in to score. And that's how the Reds end up taking the lead 8-7 on that choice. And then it was the 9th inning, Pagan shutting it down. He earns the win because the previous relievers were brief and ineffective. So it ends up going the Reds' way for the second straight night. They win back-to-back 1-run games and pull a little closer to the Pirates. Now just 2 games behind the Pirates in the standings. Cincinnati is, after winning the first 2 games of this series. Food insecurity, that's something that nobody should experience. That's why Edgar Snyder and Associates donates $50 to the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank for every double play turned by the Pirates this season. They turned 2 more tonight, a total of 89 this season, a pledge of $4,450, courtesy of Edgar Snyder and Associates. Reds win again, 8-7 tonight. We'll give you the final numbers and preview tomorrow's game after this on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
This Pirates Moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all the electrical, telecommunication, and broadcasting needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer state-of-the-art training that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBEW will be here to stand by you for all your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members proudly show their hometown pride in supporting the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team.
You like that song Love and Marriage from Married with Children?
Yeah, it's a good song.
And they go together like a horse and carriage.
Can you finish it?
This I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah! Let's go.
You can't have one without the other.
Your dad loved that show, didn't he?
It's like his all-time favorite. I think loved implies that Al Bundy's his all-time favorite character.
The PM team at 2 p.m.
Hey, Bucco fans, join us for a family fun day at the ballpark, Sunday, August 9th, when the Pirates take on the New York Mets at 1:35. Arrive early to enjoy the Family Fun Zone on Federal Street, presented by C&M Play Studio. Then head into the ballpark where all kids 14 and under take home a Pirates puzzle that's fun for the whole family, presented by Clean Express Auto Wash. Be sure to stay after the game for Kids Run the Bases, presented by Chicken of the Sea. Get your tickets at Pirates.com.
Don't miss the Pirates' first pitch when you reserve parking in advance with Park Mobile. Fans can now reserve parking before games to guarantee a spot at PNC Park. Book your spot at pncpark.parkmobile.io. You can filter parking lots by specific needs like covered parking, handicap, and oversized vehicles. So the next time you cheer on the Pirates at home, reserve a parking spot in advance for a winning game day experience. Park Mobile, a smarter way to park.
Back with you for a final wrap here from Cincinnati's Great American Ballpark, the site of the Reds' 8-7 win tonight. And for Cincinnati, 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors, and 10 left. Cincinnati is 52-57. For the Pirates, 7 runs on 12 hits, an error, and 9 left. And the Pirates are now 55-56. The winning pitcher in relief is Emilio Pagan. He is 4-1. And the loss goes to Wilbur Dotel. He is 1-4. Time of the game, 2 hours and 58 minutes before a crowd of 30,618 here in Cincinnati. So tomorrow it will be a left-hander going for the Reds. The Pirates have beaten Andrew Abbott this season. However, the Pirates are 9-23 against lefty starters this year. So 12-1 Chase Burns goes in the finale. So the Pirates are starting to look at trying to make sure that they get 1 or 2, and that's all they can get now after the Reds have won the first 2 games of the series. It'll be Braxton Ashcraft going for the Pirates, the All-Star, coming off of a July where he had a 7.78 ERA, the highest in baseball. But he's a 10-game winner, 10-4, 4.05 ERA. The right-hander going for the Pirates tomorrow night, and will come on the air 6:15 tomorrow night. It's a 6:40 first pitch coming up from Great American Ballpark. So the Pirates again fall 8-7 tonight, and they fall to 29-9 when scoring 7 or more in a game this season. And so our thanks again to Dave Abbott, our producer engineer with us here in the booth, and to Mike Kravitz back at our network control center. And for my partner Kevin Young, my name is Joe Block, repeating the final score here tonight. It was the Reds 8 and the Pirates 7. So long and good night from Cincinnati. This has been a presentation of the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Iron City and IC Light.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2.
I was wondering what you thought of this. I was on hold with customer service, and then they were like, to go back to the main menu, press the star key. And then it dawned on me, what a cool segment.
The star key.
Cool segment idea for no star key. Press the star key.
You like that?
So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you.
I like that.
That's a great idea. We're going to go to that next
push
week.
The star key.
That's beautiful.
Yes, push him in a direction.
Off the ledge. Back him into a corner.
The Bob and Joe Show, weekdays 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Pirates games are the perfect events to create new memories with any type of group, from clients to colleagues, sports teams, schools, family, and friends. Pirate group tickets offer a wide variety of seating and pricing options to fit any group need. All group tickets of 15 or more people come with loaded value, food and beverage, and merchandise credit loaded on each ticket to use the day of the game. Learn more at pirates.com/groups.
And he's there. He'll make the catch. The ball game is over. This is going to do it. This game is over. Should be the ball game.
You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network. Today's game on the Pirates Radio Network has been brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Caring for you through every win, loss, and every moment in between. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Sheets, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Why the Sheets not? Get a snack after the game. Pittsburgh Brewing Company. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and Icy Light. Ford, the official truck of the Pittsburgh Pirates. NSS Life, for low-cost insurance and high-yielding annuities, it's NSS Life, where family matters. SeatGeek, be good at MLB seats with SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Highmark Health. Highmark is proud to support Pirates everywhere, from home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Giant Eagle, official supermarket of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And by PNC. PNC, brilliantly boring since 1865. You've been listening to Pirates Baseball on the Pirates Radio Network.
This broadcast was presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
The ball game is over, and this game is over, and the ball game is over.
Now, It's time for your reaction on the Pirates Fan Reaction Show. The Og Murphy and Prikoski Fan Reaction Show is presented by Van Handel Cleaning and Restoration and is brought to you by Bellman Electric, Sir Grout, Hampton Beer Outlet, Guardian Protection, NJM Insurance, Keystone Custom Apparel, Veteran Basement Waterproofing, Zero Res Commercial Cleaning, and Og Murphy and Prikoski Law Firm. We're all in.
And this will do it. The ball game is over.
The Fan Reaction Show is on. Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Here's the payoff. Strike 3 call, and Rodriguez has to challenge, otherwise the game's over.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
And if this call is confirmed, then the game's over. It's over.
This is a strike. The game is over.
The Pirates have lost a pair of one-run games in Cincinnati, 8-7 tonight. And the Pirates are now under 500 as their wild card hopes dim somewhat as the calendar turns to August tomorrow.
Well, the calendar turns to August tomorrow. It's not a particular place of familiarity and competitive baseball, kind of just, being synonymous with one another in Pittsburgh, and I don't really anticipate that August will be a very competitive place for the Pirates because they're not a competitive team. They're not a team that is in contention. They're not a club that will make the postseason or is worthy of a postseason or is even worthy of attempting to get there at this juncture because the team has told on themselves over the last week plus. See, the rent check was due. The gut check time came and went. The test was there, and the test was failed. Abjectly. Unanimously. By everyone involved. By the players, the coaches, the baseball operations staff. From the lack of execution on the field for the better part of this week, the situational hitting, the inability to hold leads, that they've told on themselves. They've showed us who they are. And that old adage, when somebody tells you who they are, you got to believe them. And we have to believe the 2026 Pirates are exactly who they've showed us that they are. They've not put together any sustainable stretch. They've not shown worthy of being an October club. They've not shown us that, well, they can meet the demand of what postseason competition requires. They cannot pay the price in more ways than one. And for that, it's July 31st, 2026. Training camp is here. Everybody's mentally turning their attention to football here. Go ahead and do it. Because the team has failed. The objectives that they wish to achieve will not be attained. It's over. We know a collapse better than anybody. We could smell it from a mile away. There's a lot of folks that want to go ahead and, say, well, if they did this, if they did that, if they go on this particular run, if they added the deadline, throw good money after bad, throw good prospect capital after bad. I mean, that's just trying to save face. That's just trying to make good on a pressure-filled press conference from the fall. The circumstances just aren't there because they're not good enough. They've told us who they are. And, a lot obviously goes into this and how and why it went wrong. But most importantly, they've delivered to us the answers that we were seeking. And we know. They don't have it. They're not it. They're not good enough. They're not worthy. They're just not. The answer is no. Tomorrow is August. The Pittsburgh Pirates Baseball Club will take its rightful August position. That'll be tomorrow. And anything that they do, which I would really find just troublesome, is spitting into the ocean, spitting into the wind. $20 blown saves. How many losses is it? I've lost count. Is it 15 when scoring 6 or more runs? The ace isn't the ace, which kind of makes it all pointless, right? Because for any of this to work, Skeens has to be Skeens, and Skeens is not. It was Skeens and everybody else, and now Skeens is everyone else. We can dissect this move, this managerial misstep, of which there have been plenty. But the time to add to this club was a month ago. But the unserious nature in which the president of baseball operations has presided and acted month after month, time after time, especially this year, when the glaring need came to our doorstep so early, right? It was right there. There was no internal option. It was clear as day. Everybody knew that this club would need some bullpen help. And everybody kind of knew that fairly early that there's probably a little rotation help that was required as well. Somehow, some way, the Cubs got David Peterson. Somehow, some way, the Minnesota Twins get a reliever yesterday. Somehow, some way, other clubs are making moves. Well, not a ton. While the price might be high, you knew going into this stretch that you had to be firing on all cylinders. They made one move. They go get Jacob Gonzalez when they come to the realization that Connor Griffin is going to be out for the foreseeable future, to which credit is to be given, I suppose. But what does that do in protecting leads? Now, 11 of them, when tied or leading after 8 innings. The time to do it has come and gone. The window has been slammed shut on your fingers. Now you're down a 4th bat. Ryan O'Hearn will be out for the season. Add that with Cruz, Horwitz, Griffin. But it's not about those guys. Injuries are inevitable. They happen to everybody, some more than others. But to me, watching Antoine Kelly throw 3 scoreless, not go back out for a 4th, it's wild to me. We're going to hear from Don Kelly in a moment. Wilbur Dotel in such a situation says all that needs to be said. That's an unserious baseball team with a pitcher that doesn't know what he's doing, should not be in that situation. Serious organizations do not encounter that scenario. Season on the line. Best option available is Wilbur Dotel to protect a lead in the 8th inning. It's an abject failure. The missteps came 30 days ago. If you wanted it badly enough, you would have got it. The inaction, well, you were skating by in June, keeping your nose above water. Your offense was probably over its skis, winning you games that it otherwise shouldn't. And by the skin of your teeth, you were getting this thing done. But of course, over the 162, water always finds its own level, and here they are drowning. The nose is not above water. They're submerged. They're sinking, if not entirely sunk. The opportunity came and went. It's gone. And now you've got 5 teams essentially ahead of you. It's too much. The bridge is too far to cross. Welcome into the Og Murphy and Prokosky postgame show presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. I'm Dan Zangrilli. Thanks for joining us on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Pirates get how many leads? I don't know, 3, 4 different leads tonight. They give them all back. From Skeens to Dotel, collective failure. I'm just really at a loss, and I'm not at a loss for words too often. To what I watched here over the especially the last 90 minutes, it's a shame that we have to endure this, go through it yet again. But we know, it's always right there, just on our shoulder. Anytime that we think that we're able to shake the demon, and I don't know what put it there some 35 years ago, but we've not been able to get rid of it, to exercise it. That's why we have each other here at 412-928-9370. And I think we know what the answers are. I think we know what the changes are that need to be made. Pittsburgh is a winner's town. We know winners. This doesn't pass the smell test. And again, time and time again, they tell us who they are. It's about time that we start believing them. For real this time. It's the Og Murphy and Prokosky postgame show presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. July 31st, 2026. Game 111. Pirates are under 500. They've dropped 2 to the Reds. Clubs that are supposed to win and that are worthy of postseason play rise to the occasion. Right? When you're staring down the barrel and you need to answer, when you need to answer the call, you do it, right? You don't go 2-4 on your homestand. I don't care about doubleheaders. I don't care about extra innings. It's tough. It's a gauntlet. 17 games in 17 days, sure. Who cares? Every club has to endure it. You can't be graded on a curve. Baseball has tried to do that over the last 30 years with the advent and the implementation of various wild cards. 40% of the league makes the postseason. You have to get a D, right? You have to be in that 60th percentile. That's D work. They're 55 and 56. The Pirates' season essentially comes to an end tonight. The ace didn't ace. Far more questions than there are answers. And again, for any of this to work, he has to. And he looks like an out-of-shape, lumbering Yeti, sucking wind on a hot day. I read the weather forecast on the pregame show. It was 86 degrees. It was humid. And I thought to myself, well, boy, he sure didn't look comfortable with the heat turned up on him in Philadelphia as it was around the 4th of July holiday. And Paul Skeens, certainly, as he lumbered along his 4 very unimpressive innings, he didn't look all that comfortable out there on the mound tonight. Can't wait for the storylines of spring training 2027. Paul Skeens' off-season regimen, best shape of his life. Trimmed down, did this, did that. There's going to be all sorts of videos on social media of his off-season regimen, and can't wait for his breakout season then. But as far as 2026, the inability to rise to the occasion, and I would love to hear what sort of indifference that he has for us on tap in his post-game press conference. I'd love to see and hear the smirks, the sarcasm, the shoulder shrugging, I can't wait. It's going to become entertaining at this point. And now, what is the manager going to say? Man alive. How can you take, if this doesn't ruffle your feathers, and if this doesn't get you to hold grown men, professional athletes, Major League Baseball players, big leaguers, accountable for their actions, well, then you're telling on yourself as well. Your phone calls, of course, will have all of that. Directly ahead, the manager's comments, as together here over the next however long we have, we'll not grab a pickaxe and a shovel. We will instead grab a pen and a yellow pad, and together we'll write the obituary of the 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates season. So we invite you to stay tuned for that and more as we continue along after a Pirates abhorrent, repugnant, wretched, inexcusable, disqualifying, season-ending loss to the Cincinnati Reds of all teams, the basement dwellers. A club that was 8-23 against its division coming into the series. A team that was down on, 3 different occasions to the Pirates? You almost have to laugh because of the whole unserious nature of it. When something is so unserious, isn't it a joke? We're back in a moment on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, $1 small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Family-owned D'Amelio's Heating and Cooling in Greensburg is now offering an incredible 0% financing for 72 months on any Carrier furnace, air conditioning, or both. Yes, that's right. 0 interest on any AC unit or furnace. D'Amelio's is also offering rebates on qualified equipment. D'Amelio's Heating and Cooling Greensburg, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Call now 724-838-9360.
Catastrophic injuries bring emotional strain, physical pain, and financial stress. You don't have to face it alone. Ogg, Murphy, and Perkoski will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM today. Ogg, Murphy, Perkoski, the firm. We're all in.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When
disaster strikes your home or business, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration of Pittsburgh is ready to help. Our certified team handles everything from emergency cleanup to full reconstruction, working directly with your insurance to make the process simple. Available 24/7, we respond fast and restore your property with care, honesty, and experience you can trust. Visit panhandlecr.com. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, restoring Pittsburgh's peace of mind.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station, live from the Jim Sharkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Now, back to the Og Murphy and Perkowski reaction show on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Montgomery is on here, the pitch. Ball hit on the ground to third. Nick Gonzalez waiting to throw to second base instead of just throwing to first, and that's going to allow the Reds to take the lead. What's he doing? And Lau's just, not thinking he's going to throw to second because no one ever throws to second in that scenario. And the Reds have an 8-7 lead. What's going on? Wow. If Nick Gonzalez does what every third baseman's ever done forever and just throw the ball to first base, the inning ends and we're tied. Instead, now the Reds have an 8-7 lead.
I mean, yeah. Joe's watched a lot of baseball. I've watched a lot of baseball. You've watched a lot of baseball. Nick Gonzalez apparently has played a lot of baseball. But, I mean, again, you shrug your shoulders, you laugh. It's some wild stuff. It's beyond words, and I apologize that I'm falling short in finding those words appropriate, as much like the Pirates here over the last week to 10 days have failed to rise to the level of the occasion. I clearly am not rising to the level of occasion to try to find the words. I ain't got the words, I guess, as the one movie said. Does Paul Skeens, does Nick Gonzalez, does Don Kelly? We're going to hear from them coming up. We're also going to hear from you. A chance for you to state your case, brought to you by Hampton Beer Outlet, where they have the Surfside variety packs, $29.99, the 12-pack assorted variety cans, delicious. Head to Hampton Beer Outlet, Route 8 in Hampton. Don't hold back, please. Whatever is on your mind, say what's on your mind. This is no holds bar. You say what you need to say, how you need to say it, of course, under the guidelines of the FCC, so we can allow it to hit the airwaves. But, I've done hundreds, thousands of these shows going back to 2012, endured that collapse. Endured, was 2016 a collapse, I guess, in some respects. 2024 was. Let's see. I mean, we've been through enough of them together. This is one, right? I think we are capable of clearly identifying all of the characteristics, the traits, right? We can spot a fraud a mile away here in Pittsburgh, and this is that. This is one. 8-7, the Pirates fall to the Cincinnati Reds. What is it now? Hold on. Oh, 7 of 9. That's right. How many losses when they've scored 6 or more runs? I think it's 15. I mean, just sitting here shaking my head. Just disgusting on so many fronts. A game that last night you had to win. Tonight, of course you have to win. The give-back run. Skeens is on the mound. Hunter Green hasn't pitched all year. He's making his 5th start. You spot 3 different leads? You've got a guy cooking, rolling in the bullpen that you just brought up in Antoine Kelly, and you overmanage it. I mean, the whole thing. How many instances? There's too many to count. Where you can chronicle this failure, that failure. When you have so many of them, that just means you simply aren't a good baseball team. You're not worthy. You don't belong. Haves, have-nots, they're 2 very different categories. And the Pirates are very much in the group that is the have-not. Too many questions, too many needs. And you're going to address them all here, and it's all magically going to change in the next 72 hours? The time was a month ago. They were ill-prepared for this stretch to meet the demand, to rise to the occasion. It was to be done when you had the Cubs and the Diamondbacks. That's when you had to make your hay. And now that you've lost the first two to this atrocious Cincinnati Reds team, you've let us know who you are. At least you have honestly conveyed to us what you were all about, right? And listen, and you're just another Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team. That's what you are. You blend in with the rest of them. The many over the last 40 years just going to fall back, and you'll be jumbled up into the mix, and you'll be answers to trivia questions when guys are half-cocked at a bar, and you just bring up some random pool 13 years from now, and everybody gets a good chuckle. Let's go ahead, listen into Don Kelly's postgame remarks.
DK, I know we're all just concerned about Ryan O'Hearn. Do you have a status update?
Nothing yet. It was quad injury and, didn't look good.
How much of a gut punch was this one overall from start to finish?
Yeah, start to finish to, the loss and then to what happened with Rhino there at the end. It's extremely tough.
Donnie, what did you see on that play from Nick DeBredi?
I'm not really sure. I didn't get a chance to go back and watch the replay. It just looked like Brandon was getting to the bag, and I don't know if the ball cut on him a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but obviously didn't make the catch.
Is that one where Brandon needs to catch it, or Nick needs to go first, or what needs to happen?
Well, it's both of those guys have meant so much to us this year, and Brandon has played such great defense, and Nick has gotten better at third, made a good play. Nick saved the game last night. Obviously, they'll tell you that we need to get an out on that play. What happened exactly, I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to catch up with him yet.
Donnie, what did you think of Antoine and what led to taking him out when you did?
Yeah, I thought Antoine gave us more than maybe what we even expected there to keep the game right there. And, took him out with Dotel, has been really good for us too. He gave up the unearned run in extra innings, but since he's come back, hasn't given up anything.
What did you see from Baltimore?
It just looked like pitch count got elevated there in the first inning. Had 2 innings that really in the 30s. Command maybe not. There were foul balls too. I don't know. It just didn't look like he was able to finish them like he typically does.
He had an ERA in year 6 this month. What's gone wrong for him over the stretch in July?
Yeah, I think it's that's something that stands out to me is just, struggling to finish guys, getting ahead and then finishing. The key to pitching doesn't matter if it's Paul or anybody else, just something that we need to get back to doing.
Does this loss stay a bit more just because you got the offense you were looking for, the big hits you were looking for today?
Yeah, it does. Scoring 7 runs, we need to come out on top in that game.
What has Ryan meant to you guys? Obviously, it's tough to see him go down like that.
A ton. On the field, off the field, in the clubhouse, and we've shown a lot of resiliency, and this is going to be something that we got to dig deep and find a way to overcome, collectively pull together and find a way to get over this loss and with Ryan and be ready to play tomorrow.
On one hand, it's 4 games, and call-up games are important, but this has been 4-game losing skid. Offensive struggle, defensive struggle, a whole bunch of things have gone wrong. How frustrating has it been to see this at such an important time in the season?
Yeah, it's never easy when you lose 4 straight, especially right now, and the fight's been there. It would have been easy tonight. Paul gives up 5. We're down, and we did not give up. Continued to grind, continue to push. Those at-bats there by Henry Davis and Mangum and Bilal to push some runs across and give us the lead. We just need to continue to do that as we go through the rest of the season.
I know it's Ben's decision, but is there any concern on your end that this skid and the way the team is played lately will change anything on the Monday deadline?
I hope not. And I it is Ben's call. I hope not, because we got a bunch of fighters in there that have been playing well this year.
Well, the issue is there's just too many teams ahead of you. I don't necessarily doubt the team's fight at all, right? I'm not going to call the 2026 Pittsburgh Pirates quitters because they have come back a number of times. I don't think that there's a moment where I felt that the team had mailed it in or quit. I think that they are ill-equipped in many respects. I think that it was telegraphed quite early of what the need for this club to do anything remotely special. That came to the surface very quickly. And, I mean, inactivity is costly. It's done, right? You had to have, the pieces had to be in place before this stretch. They had to have been in place right around the All-Star break at the latest. You needed them going in to the July series against Philadelphia and Washington. And now you're going to try to throw lipstick on this pig? A game 2 under 500? Come on. We're going to hear from Nick Gonzalez in a moment. Understand he's taken it pretty hard, as he should. Made the wrong play. Costly. But let's get to a number of folks who've been very patient at 412-928-9370. Pirates falling 8-7. They've lost 4 straight, 7 of 9. A game under 500. Let's go ahead. All right. We got a lot of folks here. Let's go to Harrisburg. Jonah is first up. Jonah?
Hey, Dan. Thanks for taking the call. I feel like you kind of stole my thunder a little bit. If anything, it's like the Avengers promo and like we just lost everything. Thanos did the snap and we're all about to die. But, you know, this team, I'm sorry, let me just back up. For someone who was mentored by Jim Leland, I really feel like Don Kelly lacks the fire to just light someone up. Sometimes it's not needed in front of the media, but I think we need to see that. I can't stand the positivity. Like, I want anger, frustration, something to chew on. Yes, it's going to be a good story for us to dissect it, but that's what I want. And then I know we haven't heard from Nick Gonzalez, but he literally made a Little Leaguers play, but that's an insult to Little Leaguers. You throw the ball to first base and get the final out. Nathan Lowe is the slowest runner around. We could have got him. And then I think you are 100% right. This team, they're choke artists. That's what they are. And Ben Cherington, the whole regime, honestly just needs to be done because this is year 7 of this. And I really bought into this, full period, full stop. We're going to be in the playoffs. But you are 100% right that he waited until 72 hours until the trade deadline to get someone on this team when we needed them back in May, whenever Dennis Santana had a blow-up. It's just too little too late, and that's it, man. Like, it is what it is. Talk to you next year, my friend. Thanks for everything you do. God bless you guys, and I can't say let's go Bucks. I mean, crap, let's go Yankees at this point. I don't know, man.
David Bednar, Renegade, you'll get that at least. He'd be a solution. Here we are, July 31st, saying goodbye. Doug and Dormont, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Hello.
Hi. So this is a crazy idea. I think they should trade for that Mason Miller guy because I think they can compete in 27 if they play the season. But I would trade Fernandez and I'd hold on to Lowe to get the comp pick. What do you think about that?
I mean, the Padres are ahead of the Pirates. They're sellers.
If you give him Seth Fernandez or Hernandez, I think so. You package Murph Gray. I'm just tired of prospects, and you get the comp pick back.
His team's a game under 500. What is Mason Miller going to do? Right?
I'm saying he's under team control for 3 more years.
Yeah, I that's maybe an off-season project for me. Thanks for the call. Anthony and Cranberry, you're on the air.
How's it going? I'm trying to think about, like, what could change? Like, what can change? Obviously, Don's not going anywhere. Anyone on the lineup's not going anywhere. This seems like a fighting ball club, but when you look at the depths of it, Gonzalez is a second baseman, not a third baseman. Who chooses that? Not really Don Kelly. That's more of a Ben Cherington decision to have him at third, bring in Lau at second. And Lau's been awesome hitting the ball, but if Gonzalez is at second base, he's probably not making as many bad plays that hurt the team. I think this is just a higher-up problem that just keeps leaking through the system and causing them to lose games. I think Cherington's the issue, and I think that's controlled by Nutting. And Nutting and Cherington are the ones causing this problem. This isn't Don. This isn't Nick. This is up top. And it's just never going to change unless something up there changes.
Yeah, I mean, what does he have to show for it? He's had longer than Cam Bonifay, longer than Dave Littlefield.
It's
so
disgusting.
the sample size is large enough. Let's go to Mike in Newcastle. Mike?
Dan, here we are again. But this totally reminds me of the 1999 team. Tell me if I'm wrong. The 1999 team was able to hit a lot of home runs. They had some okay starting pitch into 8 innings, but their bullpen was horrible, and Ed Sprague at third base kept botching plays and led the league in errors. This is this team all over again. That's all they are. They're just a team that can barely get 500. And I agree with you. I don't think you can make a trade right now. I would tell Ben, if I'm Bob Nutting, I'm telling Ben Cherington, no, you're not moving any prospects. At the end of the year, you'll be relieved his duties because clearly you can't get over the hump because you had 7 years. Normal GMs get 5. I gave you, not only did I give you 6 years, I gave you 7 years, and we're still potentially going to have a losing season right now. This is unacceptable.
Mike in Newcastle, thank you. Let's go across the line to Greg in Youngstown. Greg?
Hey, how's it going? You know what? This mistake was made in April, and the mistakes were no third baseman, no left-handed starter, veteran starter, and they needed 2 bullpen guys, and then they pick up that despicable person, Ozuna, who can't even run. I mean, you're saying a month ago. This happened in April, and it's hard to get players when you're in, like, June. It's hard to make these trades. So Cherington's to blame completely. I mean, we had 2 second basemen, 2 first basemen at the beginning of the season, no right fielder, no bullpen, no lefty starter. Just go down the line. Didn't we all know this was going to collapse eventually?
Yeah, I mean, Gonzalez, his offense atones for the shortcomings, of which there are plenty in the field. So, what else would you have done with Gonzalez? Thanks for the call, Greg. I mean, I don't know. You move him down to third. You can kind of live with the defense if you're getting the offensive production, which they have, and especially of late. He's their best hitter. But your point stands on the rotation piece, the left-hander, and, of course, the bullpen. Anthony in Bethel Park.
Thing that you're feeling right now, so I appreciate it. Appreciate the honesty. But I had a couple things. Number one, with Paul Skeens, the elephant in the room. I listened to all those softball questions by the media, and Don Kelly's responses about control and not being able to put away hitters. But when your fastball velocity drops by 3 miles per hour, obviously that's going to take away from your ability to put away hitters. So has he ever been asked directly, like, what is wrong with Paul Skeens? And there are 3 possible answers. A, arm fatigue. 2, injury. Or 3, they're working on something that isn't working.
I think 3 could be something for sure. I also think he just looks out of shape. Do you see him lumbering around there? Just sucking wind? Arm slots drop. You start spraying the ball. Your mechanics fall apart when you're out of shape. It looks to me, and listen, I'm no biomechanist. I don't have a kinesiology degree. But I do see a guy out there that looks like he is struggling. And I mean just like from a cardiovascular standpoint. Let's go to Trey in Slippery Rock. Trey?
Hi there, Dan. I appreciate you taking my call. I got two things. I'll keep it quick. The first thing is I called in June, and I said this team needs bullpen help. And obviously, June is a little early to make a move, but this is their window right now to compete. And we don't know what baseball looks like next year. And I thought, we got to overpay. Go out and get somebody. And then the other thing is I am sick of Paul Skeens blowing games like this. And he got Oscar Marine fired. He was heavily involved in that, who was getting great results out of the pitching staff. He has his own personal caddy in Henry Davis. When you have that kind of weight in an organization, you have to be contributing. He has a 6.25 ERA this month. And I think that for the amount of power that he holds in the organization, he needs to put up the numbers that he's been putting up.
Absolutely. Goes without saying. And everything that, and all the juice that he has, or had maybe, it was hard-earned, well-earned. He was a superstar. And you give such freedom, luxury, and power, really, to a superstar. But obviously what he's done with it, the body of work stands on its own. Carl and McMurray, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey, so I agree with everyone else that's talked about Paul Skeens. Obviously, he hasn't been pitching well, but my main complaint, and I know the Pirates have been struggling for a long time, but Jared Triolo, I mean, the past two games, if he turned two against the Diamondbacks, it was a hard play, I know. We win. He turns two tonight, we win. Or he gets a single out, we win. Why are we still playing him? We have to have someone better. There has to be somebody better. But knowing the Pirates, there's probably not.
Thank you. Triolo's got to rise to the occasion and do what he's good at, and that's catch the ball. The other night he didn't do that. And obviously his at-bat tonight in a clutch situation before Henry Davis, of all people, bailed him out. It was Ozuna-esque, really. Let's go to Tom in Peters Township. Hello, Tom.
Hey, Dan, I just wanted to tell you that your opening rant couldn't have been more on point, and I'm sure every listener feels the same way. Starkey talked about this a month and a half ago, and I wanted to see what your thoughts are. And this is when Boston, was out of it, and there was talks of getting Chapman, and maybe we had to grossly overpay, not addressing the bullpen then. For example, if we got Chapman, which I know probably would have happened, but we would probably have, 5 or 6 more wins, at this juncture in the season. So I wanted your take on that. And then secondly, I tell my buddy Corp all the time that I think that, onslaught with Skeens. And then secondly, I think that the ABS has really hurt him because of the swing and miss and the chase. They can sit and wait and not have to do it and try to make him be, bring it to them more than maybe
the ABS was in place in March and April and in May when he was going 8 innings, back-to-back outings against Arizona and Colorado of shutout ball, and he had a sub-2 earned run average in the middle of May. So the ABS was in place there. Thanks for the call. I'm not going to blame ABS. If ABS is a factor, so what? So what? Deal with it like everybody else does? It's not ABS for Paul Skeens. Jacob Mizorowski does fine with it. Christopher Sanchez does fine with it. Many other pitchers in that caliber have done just fine. To me, again, he looks out of shape. He looks fatigued. He's the best word I could use as I watch him, especially on these hot days, is he's lumbering. He's overheating. Like a Saint Bernard out there. marching around the mound. Every pitch is laborious. And then he sprays it arm side or yanks it glove side into the left-handed hitter's on-deck circle. And anybody that's been out there on a mound or that has been in competition, the dog days of summer for a reason. His tongue is dragging. And more often than not, and I'd have to go and look all of this up, but he's pitching essentially every fifth day. Pirates really did nurse him along very, very slowly. They built in extra days rest. They were very cognizant of workload. They were always building in that extra day where he would be given 5 full days. And I know a lot of people shook their heads, scoffed at it, uphill both ways. But now this year, he's been posting up on every fifth day, a big boy schedule. And he's kind of showing us how much he can handle that. Let's go to Josh in Oil City. Pirates lose. Who cares about the score? It's the fact that they've dropped 7 of 9, the most pivotal point of their year, and they've told on themselves and let us know who they really are. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? I think Ben needs to be on the hot seat because this morning they were talking about getting Weaver and some other bullpen help, and they're just sitting around doing nothing. The Twins are out being aggressive, trying to win, and they weren't supposed to win. The White Sox are winning. The Pirates are way more talented than them, too.
Yep. There's a club that's leading the wild card race that had an area of need. They addressed it. They've made 3 significant transactions. Area of need for the Cubs. Thank you for the call. Pitching, starting pitching in particular. They traded for David Peterson. They went out, they got Aaron Savali, and they just DFA'd Jameson Taillon. They're making conscious efforts, and there are transactions on the sheet in the time in which you need to make them, because you can identify the crossroad if you know what you're doing, and if you've been there before. And Jed Hoyer has. They've made moves, for better or for worse, to improve their situation. The area of need that was screaming. The Cubs were active. They were proactive. They created the energy, the inertia to move something forward. A ball doesn't move unless you do not push it. You have to be the energy behind it. You have to create that activity to get anything done. Steve in Latrobe. Steve, hello.
Hey, Dan. How are you, buddy? Yeah, I know. It's getting to a point to where it is what it is. And, I mean, these 13 games were probably some of the most important.
But, Steve, what a familiar place. What a familiar place. What a comfortable chair in which we sit.
Exactly.
What can I get started for you?
Over the last decade, hold on one second, Dan. Give me.
What was that? Are you in the drive-thru?
Classics and that. Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to get my son thing. But Dan, where we are.
Where are you at? Hold on a sec. Give me a second. Where are you at? Are you stress eating right now?
No, I'm trying to get it for my son. I'm just trying to get it for him.
Where are you?
Wendy's at Latrobe.
Wendy's. What are you getting?
2 big bacon classics.
Can you order me a therapy Frosty?
I don't know if they have that, dude, but I'm telling you.
Well, no, it's just eat it on my behalf. You need something. You need something to soothe the pain. Find comfort in food. Stress eat, if you would, for me, please.
I know, Dan. But these last 13 games were this 13 game stretch was so important. I mean, this was the biggest 13 game stretch in probably 12 years. And we're what are we now? We're 3-8. I mean, and we got 2 to go. It's just, boy, oh boy, what are we trying to do here? I mean, and what really makes it bad is I personally feel like this series had everything about how about how aggressive Charrington would be. And with how it's going, I don't think he's going to be as aggressive as he would have been. I mean, that's it.
I think he is. I think they're going to continue to buy. They're going to be stubborn about this. They're going to be 2 to 3 games under 500 at their low water mark of the year. The low point of and they're going to have 4 to 5 teams in front of them, and they're going to trade Murph Gray. They're going to trade Edward Florentine. They're going to go all in.
Well, I'll tell you
maybe
what.
the O'Hearn injury and him being out for the year changes the calculus. I don't know.
If they trade Murph Gray, I mean that'll disappoint me because my 2 untouchables are Hernandez and Murph Gray. Anybody else is on the table. If they trade them, it might disappoint me.
And they're going to be 2 games under 500 with 5 clubs ahead of them when they do it. I wouldn't be opposed to trading them if they were doing it 3 weeks earlier when they were in a competitive place, when they weren't buried. Thanks. I appreciate you, Steve. Jack in Verona. Enjoy that bacon cheeseburger. Jack?
Hey, what's up, Dan? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, of course. Happy to call you. Oh, boy. Oh, all right. So coming up, we got to be careful about what we say, guys. All righty. Coming back in just a moment. Hang on the lines. Give us a call, 412-928-9370. Try to keep it as clean as you can. I know it's frustrating. I, too, feel the pain. But we'll get through this together, arm in arm, on our post-game coverage brought to you by Og Murphy and Perkoski and presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. And remember, when weather disaster strikes, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. It has. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells. Like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game. And now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. There's electricity in the crowd, but when you have electrical problems, you need a family-owned business you can trust. Call Pellman Electric. Pellman Electric has been in business for over 25 years, and their qualified electricians can handle any project. Residential or commercial, outlet repairs in your house, to completing a high-rise office building, Pellman Electric will tackle any job. And if the power goes out, Pellman offers generator installation services. Visit them at PellmanElectric.com. You depend on electricity, depend on Pellman.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. And that's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Buy one window, get a free unicorn. Just kidding. Are you tired of dishonest offers? I'm Brian Murphy, owner of Easy Home Exteriors, and we take your home seriously. If you need windows, roofing, siding, or doors, we'll give you fair, honest pricing the first time, every time. No pressure, no gimmicks. We'll give you a free estimate. You don't even need to be home. Call 412-678-7008. That's 412-678-7008. If you're lucky, we'll throw in a unicorn.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Colonel is the king of chicken. That's why he's always had a beef with beef. But on Wednesdays, he's squashing the beef by frying it. KFC Country Fried Steak is here for only $4.99. Crispy golden outside, tender steak inside. Served with peppery gravy, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a biscuit. At last, the Colonel and beef bury the hatchet in gravy. Get the $4.99 Country Fried Steak Wednesdays for a limited time only at KFC.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Now back to more of the Og Murphy and Prikoski Reaction Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. Swinging a high chopper on to second. Tough hop. McLean stabs at it. Fields throws. Got it.
Oh, no.
And now Hearn is coming up. Gimpy after something with his leg.
Yeah, that looked like a groin there.
Oh, man. That's right. And Donnie Kelly, Joel Harris, assistant athletic trainer out. Tarek Brock is holding on to Ryan O'Hearn so he can try to keep some weight off of one of his legs to add injury to insult. I feel so bad for Ryan O'Hearn, one of the heartbeats of this team.
It's a great way to describe him, and that heartbeat probably played his final game of 2026. I know that is highly speculative, but reading his lips, and I'm no lip reader, but I think he enunciated for all the world to see, and the camera caught it perfectly. I felt it pop. And in that groin, high quad area, as we head to August, is it the same injury that he sustained earlier in the year that he was nursing along, probably came back from a little too early? But salute to him for doing so. A pro's pro, a man's man, a heartbeat of a club. He went down today, as the bullpen did for the 20th time, as the Pirates went down for, what is it, the 16th time when scoring at least 6 runs. They fall 8-7 to the Cincinnati Reds. They've dropped 7 of 9. It's not the fact that you drop 7 to 9. I think a lot of good clubs do that. It's about when and to whom. It's the when and to whom that truly shows who's worthy, who's not. And that's what tonight is about. Because it's the final night of July. Tomorrow is August. Football is in the air. Back to school. I mean, are the Halloween decorations out? All indicators of an end to a Pittsburgh Pirates season. And tonight was just the coup de grace of it all, right? You had a little bit of everything. All of the warts and nightmare just kind of put in a blender and pulverized. 412-928-9370. A lot of people are on the lines. And just as a fair warning, please, while you're upset, and with every right to be upset, I will not censor you on this program as far as an opinion is concerned. But considering since we went on the air in November of 1920, next door at KDKA, the first broadcast outfit to do it, shortly thereafter there was this thing called the Federal Communications Commission that was established that essentially polices the airwaves. There are guidelines of couth, decorum, and of course certain words that you cannot utter on the airwaves. And no matter how hard you try, regardless of your creativity, of which we've kind of seen and heard it all over the years, we have technological measures to bleach that from the public record. So in the spirit of your time and ours, please don't do it, because it will never see the light of day, number one. And secondly, it'll gum up our technological system to the point where just other people will have to wait longer. We'll wind up having to go to a break, just as I did here a moment ago. You'll merely disrupt the program. And I guess, if you want to try, I can't stop you, but you will not succeed. I can guarantee you. First, let's hear from Paul Skeens. Bad night for Paul Skeens. He's had way too many of those of late. And what's maybe more alarming than the outings themselves is what appears to me some indifference, some ambivalence. Maybe it's just a lack of recognition, some awareness in addressing the elephant in the room. But maybe finally now that it's so blatantly obvious, even to the novice, that we'll be able to get some acknowledgement, or he'll be able to glean some insight as to what exactly is wrong with him. Here he is.
First off, what type of a gut punch did this loss feel like, considering the result with Ryan O'Hearn at the end, too, and what he's meant to this team?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It was great to see everyone, kind of put something together there, battle the whole game, but that's tough. Hopefully it didn't look great, so it's not as bad as it looks.
Would you make of the way things started in this one for you? What felt off?
Yeah, it took pretty much an inning to find my delivery, which happens. Usually it doesn't look that bad in the first inning, but just pretty sloppy all around.
What didn't you see from your delivery that you started to feel at some point?
Just kind of felt it. Just felt the kind of sequence of everything really starting in the second inning.
What did you see them do to fill your pitch count up so early?
They took balls. That helps. And then they had some good at-bats, fouled off some pitches. Made the at-bats longer, but it doesn't help when you're throwing a lot of balls.
Paul, what's your message or the team's message? What are you guys talking about in here to snap this and, get back on the winning side?
Yeah, we're close. Same. Playing the game close, playing good baseball. Just keep going. There's not. It's tough. We're 0-2 the last 2 days, but we played. With the exception of my start, I think we played pretty well. Battled the whole way offensively. Antoine came in and just really, really stepped up today. And we've had that, guys covering innings yesterday in the bullpen game. So just got to keep going. I don't even think it's big enough to acknowledge as a skid, but it's going to turn,
Paul, for you personally, it's been a little bit of a tough month. ERA above 5 in those 6 starts. What have you been feeling over the month of July, and what do you feel like teams have been able to do well against you?
Yeah. I think today was extreme. Today was, just straight up the sloppiest outing of the year for me. I think other than that, probably haven't been getting ahead in counts enough. Walking guys, giving up contact when I, don't really want to be giving up contact at times. But I think up until today, I think I've viewed the past month or so as me throwing the ball pretty well, but even though it doesn't look like it at all, really. So, the month as a whole, I don't think has been terrible. Today was pretty terrible.
How do do you not let these types of outings frustrate you or hold you back? You can look at it kind of lighthearted and move forward and just know that you're good enough to find that here eventually for this team.
Yeah, can you write that down for me? That's it. And I think it helps that I'll get to do it again in 5 days. It's been an interesting year a little bit, but it could be a lot worse. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. But it could be a lot worse.
Could be a lot worse. I mean, I don't know. I guess he's starting to acknowledge that there's a problem. I guess you have to first identify it and acknowledge it before you can begin fixing it. Pirates fall 8-7. They drop their 7th of 9. They're a game under 500. I shudder to look at the standings. Now that they've dropped 4 in a row. Let's see the wild card here. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah. San Diego, Miami, Pittsburgh. Well, Washington loses their 3rd straight. St. Louis as well. So the Pirates will, as they were this morning, remain 2.5 games back of a wild card. But they've got, 2 clubs in front of them for that 3rd spot. Philadelphia has lost their 4th in a row. Arizona, they're on fire. 3 straight wins, 6 over 500. How about that? By the way, some were inquiring as to whether or not somebody was petting a horse next to Paul Skeens. That noise, I believe they were just cleaning the cleats. It's the broom, hitting the locker, working on the shoes. It's actually a fairly common sound in a baseball clubhouse. Anyway, if you were wondering what that was. Chuck? Hi.
Good evening, Dan. I wish I didn't have to talk to you. I just figured, so here we go. For years, this organization was apathetic about whether it wanted to win or not. It seemed like profit maximization was the most important thing. And that's where it started. You're lazy for years. Then because you're lazy, when you finally decide you want to try to win, what follows laziness? Ineptitude. You don't know how to because you haven't been doing it. The good organizations keep doing this stuff year after year after year. They may not win a championship, but they're winning organizations. They're positive organizations. They make positive moves. Dan, the problem with this year didn't start in February. It started back last fall when, yes, the offense needed to be fixed, and they fixed it. Wonderful. But good organizations look at all facets of their team and see what the different parts of their team need to be improved. The Pirates fixed the offense, but there were problems with the bullpen, with the back part of the starting rotation, with maybe some defense at certain parts of the field. What did they do? Nothing. And in the offseason, Dan, there were plenty of people out there. And the thing is, in the offseason, the costs are a lot cheaper than they are when you try to fix it during the season. But whatever, whether it's the offseason or during the season, I think nobody said it better than you different times. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Pick up the phone and do something. Try to do something. DeGoria, you mentioned the Cubs. They improved their ball club. Other good teams do it. What did the Pirates do? Nothing. Oh, we got time to do it. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. You've got a need right now. And the longer it goes, the more risk you've got to take. if you want to do something, go and do it. And as far as, like you were saying, this past homestand is concerned, or these last week or two, there's only one thing. Don't worry about what the Cubs or Arizona or Cincinnati or anybody else win the game. If you want to be a postseason team, win the game.
Well, they haven't done so in 7 of their last 9, Chuck. Thank you. You're right. Nothing changes if nothing changes. As tonight, the Pirates suffer their 14th loss of the year. 14th loss of the year when they score at least 6 runs. They put 7 on the board tonight. That should be enough. 7 on the board tonight with Paul Skeens on the mound, mind you. Isn't that something? Their 11th loss of the year when tied or leading after 8. Can you believe the Pirates are a 46-43 team in games pitched by Paul Skeens? Man. What is it, 9-14 this year, I believe? Something else. He was 5-0 with a 138 against the Reds coming in. Joe in Cranberry is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hey, what's going on, Dan? Obviously, tough year for Skeens. Listening to that presser, he sounds like a defeated man. I was just wondering, what are your thoughts? Do you think maybe Livy Dunn going on all these TV shows like the Love Island and the Baywatch and going to these Michael Rubin parties might be...
Okay. I don't know. Obviously, that's a different type of lifestyle and limelight, right? That you have to be under. I don't know how much that has to do with anything, but listen, when you are a really big time public figure, and I don't know, was he on the Cy Young banquet a little bit too much in the off season? I don't know. What was the preparation like? What are the distractions? You gotta ask some of those questions because there aren't many answers as to what exactly is going on here. Do I go ahead and go down that rabbit hole? I don't know if I do that. Does that have anything to do with whether it's fatigue, maybe a very subtle injury? Is it condition? I have no idea. Nobody seems to know. It's really mystifying. I'm asking other people around Major League Baseball because you can't get anything out of the Pirates. Is it the fact that he's posting up every 5th day as opposed to having 5 days of rest built in, which he had quite a bit last year? It was kind of newsworthy, and it was the exception as opposed to the norm when he would pitch on the 5th day, as opposed to having the 5 days built in. And I think Greg on the TV side tonight mentioned like the ERA is 2.5 when he has the 5 full days of rest. Can they afford to do that? They're not deep enough, right? This goes back to the urgency of acquiring a starter to be able to space this out, to be able to have this rolling code of how you deploy your starters. Now, Ashcraft is at his innings limit, or at least his innings total from last year. Chandler, you have to be cognizant. Keller's ineffectiveness. And the list goes on and on and on. You could see from a mile away, and I think I even remarked on these airwaves, that I question the depth. And I'm not saying that you don't go out and trade Mike Burrows or Johan Oviedo or any of those guys. I'm not at all Monday morning quarterbacking. That was the right move at the time, still is, would do it 11 times out of 10, 8 days a week. But the point remains that they were probably still a starter short, and they needed to go out and get one. And probably needed to do this a month ago. And it's a shame because of this offense, because of the arm talent in the rotation, which could come together at any point. Had you have done that, have you been able to avert what has now turned out to be a disaster here? A skid, a slide. We're in the midst of a collapse. We know what they look like. We've been through them, right? We could smell it from a mile away. We are highly qualified. We are expert witnesses. We are the fans that are in the documentaries for other organizations in sports towns about collapses. Let's go to Steve in Gibsonia. Steve?
First of all, I think we need a salary cap as a floor. Only 1 year, $100 million. It's probably going to cut it. We need more than that to build a team. And I think we need new ownership. I know it's going to happen, but we're like the Browns in football. We're terrible. So what's your opinion on that?
I think it's all baseball operations missteps, because there have been other small market clubs that have found a way, figured it out. The Milwaukee Brewers are running away with this division. The Tampa Bay Rays are in the American League East doing just fine. The Cleveland Guardians have found their way without any of these crutches and these excuses. And we want to talk about ownership. If you're expecting this market to pay $150 million, to carry $150 million of payroll every year, it's just not going to happen. And I say this with no respect to who the owner is, because we've seen 4 different iterations of ownership, and they've all had financial issues. The payroll thing since the free agency era of baseball, which is 50 years old now, has always been an issue in Pittsburgh. From the Galbraiths to the Consortium to the McClatchys to the Nuttings. Doesn't matter. He goes and sells the team tomorrow. Same deal. It's what you do with the money you have. It's the trades that you make. It's the assets that you acquire. It's what you scout. It's what you draft. And most importantly, it's what you develop. Okay? It's having the acumen to be able to do it. Other clubs do. So I really, and while, yes, cap floor would be helpful, disparity is real. I don't dismiss that. But am I going to sit here and use that as a crutch? No. Let's go to Jim and Shaler.
Hey, Dan. Touching a lot of things that I wanted to talk with you tonight, but that's good. I'm glad you're sounding off tonight. So, hey, what I wanted to talk to you about is Pirates leadership. There's no leadership in that clubhouse. There's no leadership in management. Talking about the GM and the manager. They need a clean house next year. Get rid of Cherington. Get rid of Donnie. You know, I love Donnie. I think he's a great guy. They need leadership in there. They're going to have the same team back next year except for Lau and probably one or two of the bullpen guys. You see what they can do. They can put some runs up on the board, but they need some leadership in there. Like you're talking about, too, drafting. Isn't there 1 year that Cherington drafted 6 shortstops? Why do we need Trio up there? One of those shortstops should have been ready by now. I mean, what is going on here with this GM, with some of the moves that he made? He made some really good moves this year. But, I mean, he drafted 6 shortstops in 1 year. One of those guys ain't ready to come up and take over for shortstop?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're referencing. But anyway, thanks for the call. I get the gist of what you're saying. I actually think that there's leadership inside the clubhouse. He got hurt tonight, unfortunately, and he's probably out for the year, Ryan O'Hearn. I think he's the unequivocal leader, the heartbeat of that club. Antoine and McCandless, what's up?
Hi, Dan. I just have 2 quick things to say. One, I know Don gets a lot of criticism for the moves he makes, which is all backed analytically, so he can always fall on that. But how he can continue to trot out Jared Triolo with the bat in his hand coming out of the dugout is, like, abysmal to me. I don't understand what you see in him that thinks you're going to get a positive result from him at the plate. And then 2, people can be mad at Ben Cherington, and I agree, like he hasn't done anything to improve any bullpen help. But you have maybe 1 or maybe 2 guys who you can be confident in to get you a scoreless inning, if that. So even if he does trade prospects to bring a reliever in, you can't replace the whole bullpen. And that's the issue. They have to find guys within their bullpen and just get 3 outs. Like, that's what has to happen at a certain point. You can't just replace your whole bullpen and expect that to happen.
How unfair it was to have Wilber Dotel in such a situation, right? High pressure situation, hasn't been up here much at all. Just an unfair. I mean, he had no other way to go. I guess I would have run Antoine Kelly back out for a 4th inning. Why not? Right? He's stretched out. I just would have done it. But he probably overmanaged there. And listen, I give him no more passes. This is his team. I would say that he's probably on more solid footing than the general manager, just because this is essentially his first full season. So when the owner makes his decisions and evaluates, I would like to think that he's going to come out on the other side of this okay if they make moves. General manager's been here for 7 years. And I would like to think, but I think less of this being the case more and more with each passing day. I feel there's like a true blue baseball guy in there. But a lot of what he's done, it absolutely bucks the trend of that persona. The scrappy utility player that sat at the hip of some of the most brilliant baseball minds that have ever sat in a dugout, to a all-in belief and adherence to a script and analytical models and predictive models, and never would have had that. And I say to myself, well, maybe, is he just a get-along guy trying to, nice guy his way through to try to make this whole thing be as cohesive as possible with the entire baseball operations staff? Well, if so, he's the one that has to answer these questions after the game. And he's not coming out on the other side of it okay at all. He's the one that has to take the arrows from media and fans alike. And some of the things that are coming out of his mouth that he's trying to justify, and the lack of just ownership of it, too, is concerning. And then you kind of put on top of that just this Mayberry-like sunshine, rainbow, aw shucks, Chamber of Commerce type of stuff. It is clearly tiresome. And that's got to stop. It's an affront for something. It's almost disingenuous, but I don't believe he's a disingenuous guy. I think he's one of the nicest, high-character guys in the world. Maybe too nice, in fact. Because you also have to have a little ass kicker in you if you're going to run a clubhouse, right? If you are the manager and you're going to run your team. It's okay to go off script, abort mission. I don't know how much he does that, if he does it. So I guess my point here is that, this is somebody that is, I think, on stronger footing than his general manager, and should otherwise be empowered to do whatever he feels necessary to run his team. And if there is a time to do that, it's now. And it's up to him to realize the moment. And failure to do so, could lead to some catastrophic results. Could lead to his job. Yogi Berra says, when you reach a fork in the road, take it. Well, Don Kelly's at a fork in the road. Pirates were at a fork in the road. I think they took the wrong path, right? I think we've arrived at that conclusion, having now dropped 7 of 9, 4 straight. Really bad time to have a bad time. 2-4 against the Cubs and the Diamondbacks, and the first 2 to the Cincinnati Reds this way? Ugh. You've told on yourself. Again, when somebody tells you who you are or they are, believe them. Mark and Carrick, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, Dan?
Hello.
Dan.
You're on the air. Yes, I was just saying hello back to you.
Hey. Yeah, hello to you. Can we trauma bond for a moment? and the horror of when you step away and you hear Jared Triolo's pinch hitting with runners on first and third with one out.
So, right. So let's just walk through, and this is in a defense of Triolo. The baseball scenario. The baseball scenario, just so everybody knows, because everybody's trashing on Donnie, right? You've got a left-hander in there. Triolo, it was going to be left on left. Ferguson against Jacob Gonzalez. So you counter as a manager, the other manager counters. Then you're at right on right. I guess he was more comfortable with the right on right matchup of Triolo than the left on left matchup of Ferguson and Gonzalez. So agree, you know what I mean? That's a big part of the baseball decision that is left out. Now the Triolo at bat, again, hangs right up there in the Bucco Louvre with all of Marcell Ozuna's this year. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of head that off and make sure that, before people start spouting off, they saw what happened and that was the circumstances. So anyways, I cede to you. I'm sorry.
The point where, Henry Davis, who, that was his fifth hit in 24 out of, with the first offset. But so we're up 7-5 and everything is good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. We're one game under 500. Now you got me throwing off my kilter. Like my initial approach is, now I have to adjust, like an in-game adjustment, which, the Pirates are, not exactly great at doing. However, do you believe there's going to be a season-sinking moment, or do you believe this team's going to continue to tread water and, they will do absolutely next to nothing, at least not from the fan base-wise? Monday's going to come and pass. Nothing's going to happen from, they went out and did something, because there really isn't not much to do. You kind of have to stand pat with a lot of things to do. There's not a lot of big-name people out there to get. Sure, they could make some moves, but with the lockout pending, a lot of people's hands are tied. This team is good enough to win with what they have, and they break our hearts every night.
No, they're not. They're a game under 500, 111 in.
Hold on, Dan. Who is the highest scoring team at home? Now their record at home, you can immediately counter with saying, well, their record at home, Mark, is, one game over 500.
Their record is, they've told us who they are.
5.9 runs per game at home. They're one of the best
all of that
in the league.
They had one of the best pitching. They had one of the best pitching staffs in the league last year.
With a D, had. But Dotel is a guy, right? He, the bullpens.
So you believe? So let's cut to the chase here. You believe in this club?
I don't believe any of this. Do I believe that they're dead in the water after tonight? No. Do I believe this could? No, I don't. Even with O'Hearn going down, no, I do not.
So you think that you look at this club and you say postseason club? I'm not trying to upset you. I'm just asking you a straightforward question.
I'm not upset. If I was a betting man, yes, absolutely. Because, well, here's the thing. How do you think they'll respond after this? I know they keep getting off the camps. It is a joke. Well, the one thing Don Kelly gets credit for is keeping this team at even kill. But the problem with being even kill is you never have an upward spike. So you just are what you are.
They've never been more than 2 games under 500.
You're exactly right.
They've never been more than 2 games under 500. They've never been more than 6 games over 500. They've never lost more than 5 in a row. We'll see what that looks like tomorrow. They've never won more than 5 in a row. They are the definition of pedestrian and average. Okay, that's fine. You've got to be in the 40th percentile to be able to get to the dance. So what's kind of the tiebreaker here? For me, it's the fact that does this team have balls? Can they show up when they're backed into a corner or when the pressure starts to mount and the rent is due and they've got to win games in must-win scenarios, which, by the way, as you know, that's what the postseason is. The Cubs got to win that. Arizona got to win that. Opportunities right there. 2 clubs in front of them at home. And they go 2-4. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Son of a gun. They're still a game over 500. Now they go to Cincinnati, a club that they have won 6 of 9 games against. And they lose in the manner in which they've lost? Again, 14 games, the most in baseball, they have lost when they've scored 6 or more runs. They have blown 20 saves. They've lost 11 games when tied or leading after 8. That, and thank you for the call, is not a postseason club. Mike in State College.
Hey, how are you? I wanted to talk to you about Paul Skeens and his superstardom and how Bill Cowher handled his superstardom people with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. You have to keep a whip on them to keep them in shape and keep them focused. I don't think DK is doing that with Skeens at all. Skeens is more popular with his girlfriend and all that stuff like that. And I think they need to keep him in line. I don't know how, but just he needs coaching a lot more than what he's getting right now. But looking forward, what I wanted to talk about was a long time ago, there was a starting pitcher for the Red Sox, Dennis Eckersley. They converted him to the bullpen, and he did fantastic as a starter, as Skeens did in his first 2 years. But then he turned to a bullpen and did fantastic as a reliever. He's one of the top saves in MLB history. What do you think about Paul Skeens being converted to a closer in the bullpen to alleviate that problem, where he can come in and pitch 1 or 2 innings, maybe 1 inning a night at top speed, as opposed to him going every 5 games and then just getting a mediocre starter or have a halfway decent starter to replace him in the starting rotation? Just wanted your feelings about that.
Yeah, Mike, you sound like a nice guy, man. No. By the way, the Minnesota Twins have acquired Dean Kramer from the Orioles. How about that? Thank you, Charlie Borges, for informing me. They made 2 moves. They got their starter. They got their reliever. It's Shelty. Kerry and Carrick. How about that?
No, it's Terry, but hi, Dan.
Terry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can tell that your callers are mostly just Pirate fans and not Major League Baseball fans. When they complain about Triolo being in the lineup, I mean, it's not just a Pirate thing. This is all over baseball. The other day, and you can check this out, a few days ago, the Boston Red Sox had 5 guys in the starting lineup that were hitting, 5 out of 9, that were hitting under 200. Baseball has a serious problem with the diluted talent. Forget about Triolo. It's one guy. This is going on all over the league. People just around here just don't follow Major League Baseball. They only talk about what happens with the Pirates. Point number 1. Point number 2 is directed at you. Not long ago, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago, you were claiming that Skeens was the best pitcher in the history of baseball. He's not even going to finish in the top 100 of the best pitchers in the history of baseball. The kid's a thrower. He's not a pitcher.
Based on what?
What do you mean based on what? You keep referring to him as the reigning Cy Young Award winner. He was 10-10 when he won the Cy Young Award. The kid is
I know, all the more impressive.
10-10. How do you win a Cy Young Award when you're 10-10? Diluted talent in the league. Nobody better than him. 10-10. Nobody's ever won a Cy Young Award. So you overrate the kid. Now you don't like him.
His 197 earned run average had nothing to do with him winning the Cy Young? Terry, Barry?
It's Terry. 10-10.
10-10.
Yeah, that was his record when he won it. That's embarrassing to Major League Baseball. Your Cy Young Award winner was 10-10, and now he's not even going to be a 500 pitcher this year. All of a sudden, you knocked him tonight, but you loved him 3 weeks ago. He's so overrated, this kid. I would not sign him. No way in hell.
Thanks, Jerry. Have a good night. That's up there. I might want to put that in the vault. That's a good one. Oh, man. That was a good one. Can we save that one, Charlie? Thank you. I needed that. Thank you. Thanks, Barry. Ron in West Mifflin.
Hey, Dan. I'd like to agree with you about the part that you said they've shown us who they are, except I'd like to add a little bit to that. They've shown us who they are not only as players and pitchers and hitters, managers, general managers, owner. They've shown us who they are, what they want to spend, what they want to do, just so they make their money. And Major League Baseball's the same way. They want to make their money. That's the main thing. And as long as everything remains the same in baseball and in Pittsburgh, the only World Series the Pirates are ever going to be seen on is on a videotape from 1960, 71, and 79, because they're never going to win it spending whatever they spend, $100 million, 27th in the league, and the kind of moves they make, chintzy moves. I get my hats off to Milwaukee and Tampa Bay for being able to at least come out of it on top most of the time, but the chances of anybody winning a World Series spending $100 million a year or whatever they're spending, the odds are so great. It's not even worth.
Yeah, no, that is true. Objectively, once you get into the dance, it's about advancing, and the big market teams seem to have a much bigger advantage. But yes, the Rays have a 3.5 game lead on the American League East. Heck, the Braves aren't exactly a huge, juggernaut as far as what they spend, but the Brewers, they're 5.5 game lead. It's about baseball moves, operation, evaluation, drafting, developing. It's far greater than paying for past performance and free agent contracts. Let's go to California, listening on the Free Odyssey app. That's where Matt is after the Pirates' 8-7 loss, their fourth consecutive, now 7 of 9 on the wrong side, a game under 500, and, still 2.5 back in the wild card race, but number 2 still ahead of them.
Hey, Dan, sorry about that. I was the guy that called you last year. I want you back on the radio. I said that you remind me of a former all-time great radio Los Angeles Dodger announcer, if you remember me giving you that kudos. I'd love to have you back on the radio and make it even more enjoyable, even on games like this. Listen.
Oh, I don't think they want me on the broadcast anymore, Matt.
That's a shame. I guess that's the Pirates being the Pirates, right? I've told my friends a few things at the beginning of the year. One is you got a rookie manager that's learning on the job, right? I know he played, but there's a difference. I said, you've got all these young kids, and I know some of them personally in the lineup, and you need another starter. This is the most innings that they've ever pitched, right? And they're running into that now. You've got to space them out more. They've got to get a starter. Maybe it's Hunter Barco. I don't know why they don't put Carmen back in there. They're not going to get Mason Miller. They're in a wild card race. But to me,
ahead of the Pirates.
You have to get the Padres.
Yes.
Yeah, barely, right?
Yeah.
The Padres are still in it, and they get great fans. They're sold out most nights. They're not trading Mason Miller. There's other guys to be had. You definitely need a closer. I think that'll help solidify the bullpen. You need a starter. And I've said this, and I've said it again. They need to put Jacob Gonzalez at shortstop and leave him alone. Played at Ole Miss, was a true freshman All-American. Unbelievable shortstop. He's going to hit. Stop pinch hitting for him. Put Jared back at third and have Nick G DH because he can't play third. He's got a great bat. He's a great RBI machine. But do what he does best. It's hard to go from second base to third base. People that haven't played in college or at a higher level don't understand. They think, you can move anywhere. It's a hot corner for a reason. That's a very hard position to take a second baseman and put him at third.
I think he's been picked on a bit. There's plays that he's needed to make, but I think you're 100% right. I think he's been better than you otherwise could have bargained for. I think it's gone better than I initially anticipated it would. Kind of a knee-jerk shotgun position change as well. He played a lot of shortstop, obviously, but did not spend a lot of time in the big leagues or in the pros at third base. And I think with all of that circumstantial stuff that he's had to deal with, I think he's done much better. He saved the game last night with his defense. So, yeah, no, I agree. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Good to talk to you again. Tommy in Mount Washington. Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Dan. Really, this evening, your thoughts are exactly what my thoughts are. This team is not worth spending a lot of capital on at this trade deadline. And God, do not let Ben Cherington do it. He is not the guy to pull this off. 7 years in, you got to just cut bait with him the best we can hope for is we get half the season next year, and then maybe these pitching dynamics where the innings are limited and stuff will work to our favor. But do not let Ben Cherington trade these prospects. And I know everybody's like, don't get all over the prospects. That's all we've got right now. There's this ace staff we were supposed to have. It's not an ace staff. Cherington should have gotten a left-handed starter at the beginning of the season instead of going after Ozuna. When the Braves were that willing to let him go, it was telling you something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was something. That was something for sure. All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Our Pellman Electric Player of the Game, cutting-edge electrical contractors covering the Tri-State tonight. I'll go with Antoine Kelly. What a job he did. Deserving of such an award. And let's see here. What else do I owe you? That's about it. Our look ahead, right? Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors at PellaPittsburgh.com. Bubba Chandler on the mound for the Pirates tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is Braxton Ashcraft. Ashcraft against Andrew Abbott. Pirates are 9-23 against left-handed starters. They'll see one tomorrow. 5-6 is Abbott with a 385. Ashcraft 10-4 with a 405. He's had his struggles of late, so not exactly heading into the start with a whole head of steam. Pella Windows and Doors, PellaPittsburgh.com. So, thanks to everybody who stopped by the program, and our stat of the night is brought to you by Easy Home Exteriors, and that is the fact that the Pirates have dropped their 14th game of the season when scoring 6 or more runs in this 8-7 loss. Who's hot, who's cold from D'Amelio's HVAC in Greensburg. Your comfort is their business. Paul Skeens is not right now. Skeens, his ERA is up over 4. As he goes 4 innings, he labors, throws 100 pitches, and falls to 9-10 on the year. Pirates are a game under 500, now having dropped 4 straight and 7 of their last 9. This has been the Og Murphy and Prokosky postgame show presented by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration. We'll talk to you tomorrow here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station, live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Hey, it's Dan Zangrilli here to deliver a big pitch from Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Have you heard about their ultra-competitive first-position home equity loan rate of 5.25%? That's right, 5.25%. It's been so popular, they've extended the promotion, leaving plenty of time for you to hit a home run for that big project or unexpected expense. Learn the full terms, conditions, and membership eligibility requirements at AllegiantFCU.org. Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, equal housing lender, federally insured by the NCUA.
After an accident, you need an injury attorney who fights for you. Og, Murphy, and Prokosky are ready to take on the insurance companies and win you the compensation you deserve. Call 412-391-FIRM. Og, Murphy, Prokosky, the firm. We're all in.
The Colonel is the king of chicken. That's why he's always had a beef with beef. But on Wednesdays, he's squashing the beef by frying it. KFC Country Fried Steak is here for only $4.99. Crispy golden outside, tender steak inside. Served with peppery gravy, mashed potatoes, coleslaw, and a biscuit. At last, the Colonel and beef buried the hatchet in gravy. Get the $4.99 Country Fried Steak Wednesdays for a limited time only at KFC.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Back to school starts now. Get long-lasting battery life on the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core so you can work from anywhere. Now starting at $699 with exclusive student pricing starting at $599. Complete your setup with savings on select monitors and must-have electronics and accessories. Limited time deals and free shipping on PCs and more await you at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Sir Grout Pittsburgh specializes in hard surface restoration. Whether it's tile or grout cleaning and sealing or natural stone restoration, Sir Grout will transform and renew floors, kitchens, foyers, mudrooms, bathroom showers, and countertops. They can restore the beauty and luster of natural stone with polishing and preventative stain sealant processes. Sir Grout trained technicians can even change the grout color to update the area's look and style. Call 412-960-6310 now to book your appointment.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Need a garage door fixed right now? Need someone to fix the opener or repair broken door springs? Maybe you need new rollers or cables. Door panels may be damaged. Maybe you think you need a new garage door. You need someone, and now. Call 1-844-345-4737 for Precision Garage Door Service. One of America's largest certified professional garage door experts has trucks fully stocked and ready to roll. Call 1-844-345-4737 for 24-hour same-day service in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas to fix any garage door problem. Precision will dispatch certified professional garage door technicians. They'll repair or replace